Welcome back. Today we are going to work on a very interesting topic of making our sprites move. Now you can see on the stage I have added three sprites already. One is Iron Man, Dobby, and Avery. If you know that Dobby has magical powers and can go from one place to another in like magic. So what we'll do in this game, uh, in this project, that Dobby is going to move from this point to this top of the building. Then we have Iron Man. Iron Man is going to fly. It is going to fly from here and it will go there to this point. And then Avery is a normal person. Avery is simply going to walk on this road. That's it. And this is what we are going to be doing today. Now, let us start with Dobby. Now, we will be using motion block because all the sprites will be moving, so it's better to use motion block. Here, if you notice this go to, if you notice this go to, Dobby, right now the position of Dobby on the stage is x is 168 and y is negative 112. The go to block already takes the same coordinates. In fact, every block, whichever is using x and y in Scratch, takes that updates the position. Now, when flag is clicked, I want Dobby to start from here. Now, when space is pressed, I want Dobby from here, it should go to this position. Now, if you go and check motion and you see go to, it has updated x and y coordinates. Now, let's test, is it working when flag is clicked and when space is pressed? But one thing is there, when space is pressed, Dobby is going far away in the stage. So ideally the size of Dobby should also change. You can absolutely do that. Remember, whenever you're changing something in your project, you must also change the starting point as well. So when my project starts, which is when flag is clicked, I want the size of Dobby to be not 100, 50. I want it to be 50. And then when it reaches this top of the building, I want the Dobby size to be, let's try with 20 first. And I want the size to be 20. Let us see if it works fine. So when flag clicked, fine. When space pressed, oh, Dobby is not visible. So let's change the x and y. If you notice, the x and y value has changed for Dobby. So I'm going to update the x and y here. Done. And let's test it out. When flag clicked, when space pressed, done. Perfect. Now moving on to Iron Man. Iron Man's starting position is this. So when flag is clicked, I want the starting position of Iron Man to be this. So I'm going to use go to because go to is like magic. Now the other block, very interesting block, is glide. You can use glide random position, it will go randomly anywhere it wants. Or if you have a particular destination in your mind, so take the Iron Man at its desired location and simply update glide block here. So you can also put it on any event if you want, but right now when I will press flag, it will automatically go there because I have put both the blocks in sequence. Do you want to change it? I would like to change it on, let's say I. So when I will press I letter, the Iron Man is going to fly from this position to this position. Let's test it out. So when I press flag, it is fine. When I press I, if you think it's too slow, you can update the seconds here, make it smaller than 1. So it would take 0.5 second to reach there. Let's test again. Sorry, I. If it is too fast for you, you can change. You can make it more than 1 also. That depends on you. Right now I'm resetting everything. Now comes Avery. Now here you will really need to remember the x and y coordinates which we talked about in our previous video. Uh, let's go to Avery first. For Avery, what I want is when flag is clicked, I want Avery to move forward and backward with the help of arrow keys. So here It can happen anytime during the animation. So what we'll do, we'll put forever because we don't know when are we going to use these arrow keys. Put forever because it will make your events happen all the time, like anytime you want. Um, in this we put if because when we press something, when we press a particular key, we want this to happen. Now go to sensing and bring this key space. Now use right arrow key because when I press right arrow key, I want Avery to move forward. If you remember in our previous video, one of the previous video, we talked about coordinates, and horizontal movement is represented by X. When right arrow is pressed, I want Avery to move forward horizontally. So if she has to move right, so to move right, the value of X in the stage will increase. So here I bring change X by 10. Now, similarly, to move left, the value of X will have to decrease because we have to reduce the value of X to go to left. So we'll simply right click over it and duplicate the entire block. Now we're going to place it inside forever because this has to happen anytime during the play. Now select and make it left arrow key, and remember we have to reduce the value of X, so we put negative here. Now we are done with it. Let's press flag and test it out. Now I'm pressing right arrow and you can see Avery going forward, back, Avery is coming back. Now Iron Man is I and Dobby is space. This is how we use motion blocks in our game. You can use them for variety of movement in your project. Hope you like it.